A 3D model without a render is like an unfinished story. And a render without post-production is like an image that hasn't been painted yet. The real beauty comes to life in the final stage. Hi everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to set up all the materials first, then we'll do the render and finish with post-production. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. I also added the chandelier so the ceiling doesn't look empty. This light here is just to brighten up the scene a bit, and you can see the settings I used. The light source isn't visible and it doesn't affect the reflections. It doesn't interact with anything, it just slightly brightens the room. I also modeled a small balcony. In this shot, the sunlight isn't enough, so I added 2 extra lights inside the living room to balance the interior brightness. Let's jump into the camera. Alright, let's review the materials. Starting with the wall, I added a corona out to the diffuse, and a small-scale noise map for the bump. This is the material for the center part of the ceiling. The reflection settings are similar to the wall material. This one is the parquet material, where I used multimap to randomize 5 different bitmaps within one material. Take a close look at the adjustments I made. This material is for the wall moldings. It's a bit different from the ceiling center material. These 2 are for the balcony railings and the balcony floor. The black material is for the railings. For the balcony floor, I used a tiles map, and you can also see the adjustments I made to it. And the last one here is the HDRI material. Alright, now let's add the render elements. The ones I'll add are direct, reflect, refract, mask ID, 2 CTEX maps, and Z depth. I don't need anything else. For the Z depth, I'll set the depth distance. 1000 centimeters. 10 meters should be enough. I'll place this one on Material ID. For the 2 CTEX maps, I'll create 2 Corona AU maps. One with 1 centimeter and the other with 10 centimeters. Both of them should be set to outside only. Then I connect them like this, and rename them properly so nothing gets mixed up. In the Camera tab, I increased the exposure and the contrast, and added a curve. Make sure denoising is enabled. I also set the output resolution, and now we can start the render. To keep this video from getting too long, I'll pause here and continue once the render is finished. Alright, the render is done. You can do some post-production here in the Corona VFB, but Photoshop gives you way more control. Exposure helps manage the brightness. White balance adjusts how warm or cool the image is. Contrast and curves are self-explanatory. I'll save both the render and the render elements and bring everything into Photoshop. Stay with me. I imported the render and all the render elements. First, I'll make a copy of the original render for comparison, and move it to the bottom. Now I'll turn off all the layers one by one. This is the direct pass, which shows the diffuse of each material clearly. This one is the reflection pass. This one is refraction, which shows materials light passes through. Z-depth shows the depth of field. Mask ID helps with selections. And these C-text maps enhance the micro details. Alright, let's start. This layer definitely needs to be set to multiply. With opacity around 60%. This one also goes to multiply. And opacity 40% works well. For the Z-depth layer, I'll test a few blending modes. Soft light looks best. Opacity around 40%. Now the reflection layer. This one should definitely be set to screen. You can see the difference clearly in the chandelier. Opacity goes to 70%. I'll add a mask to it. Select the brush, and reduce some of the dark areas, especially over this glass part to make it clearer. Turning on the refraction layer. Again setting it to screen. Opacity 70%. And the last layer, the direct pass. Opacity 20%. Let's check a comparison. Looking good. Now I'll add a curve for the whole image. And a levels adjustment to control the lighting. Then some brightness and contrast. This looks good. Comparing again. Much better. Now I'll bring in a character. I'll place him right here and scale him down. His feet need to be hidden behind the table. So I'll select the table in the Mask ID layer. Then I click on the character layer and add a mask. Perfect. Now I'll create a new layer under the character and paint some shadows using a black brush. Then I'll brighten the brush a bit and paint some light on the wall. I'll also add a bit around the couch cushion so the window light feels more natural. Then I lower the opacity. On another layer, I'll darken the areas closer to the character. Lowering the opacity again. In the Adjustments panel, I'll add a Levels layer to increase the contrast a bit. Looks better now. I need to darken this boot. So I'll select it. Darken it completely. And then reduce the opacity to balance it. Now I'll duplicate the character to create his reflection on the table. Flip it vertically, rotate slightly, and position it correctly. I'll turn on the selection layer, select the table again, and apply a mask to the reflection. Now I'll remove the extra parts with a black brush on the mask. And adjust the opacity. From a distance it looks nice. Maybe I'll lower the opacity even more. Let's compare again. Much better. I'll tweak a few details. I think the levels need adjustment again. The old one is too bright. I'll disable it and add a new levels layer. Much better. Amazing. Final comparison shows the improvement clearly. This is just a small portion of what post-production can really do. Thanks for watching this video. Please share your thoughts and suggestions in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you in the next video. Goodbye.